Oh man, what's up everyone? Yeah, I'm gonna give, usual rundown. This will be a Game of Thrones Season 7 Q&A, but I'll also be playing Telltale Games Game of Thrones. So, Game of Thrones rather, that will be something interesting, but I will be answering questions and you guys can watch me play the game. Oh, where are we getting that echo from? Oh, we're getting it from right here. There we go. Alright, but yeah, so, I'm gonna give everyone a little bit of time to join us, and then we will be getting this thing rocking. Type in the chat if you are here. Shout out to Peter Romero, he was the first one in here. What's up? I'll say maybe a few more minutes, maybe 3 or 4 more minutes, and then we'll get this thing rocking. Give a little bit more time. I know it's Saturday, 2 o'clock where I'm at, but it could be a lot earlier where other people are. You know. How's the audio sounding, everybody? We good? We good on that? We rocking off? What's up, everyone? What's up, everyone? All right, that's what's up. So this is what you guys are going to be looking at. You know, a little bit of gameplay from the Game of Thrones HBO Telltale series. Let me throw the chat above the gameplay so that way y'all can see yourselves. I know I like looking at myself, but I will not be doing face cam. Not till tomorrow. Speaking of which, before we really rock things off here, before we get rocking, rather, is what I meant to say, I will be live tomorrow night after Game of Thrones Season 7 Episode 2 premieres at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on HBO. So make sure all of you that are in the chat right now, make sure you guys come watch tomorrow. And yeah, get to listen to me talk about the episode for about 2 hours or so. All right, so let's begin. Let me know how loud this is for you guys. Also, you should be able to hear it, but it should be extremely low. Like, you should mainly hear my voice. Okay, this is from Heather Brady, and she says, do you think it's possible to make wildfire and dragon glass bombs? Would this beat the Night King? Well, we have seen, I think the Children of the Forest had some sort of wildfire mixture in their little bombs. I don't know about a dragon glass bomb. I think you mean like sort of like a it would be like a shrapnel bomb. Like basically you load dragon glass in some black powder and then light it. I guess it's possible. I think something more, more traditional in the sense of a bomb, the wildfire would work better in that sense because it would spread everywhere, burning everything. Yeah, the game audio is really low. You guys probably won't be able to hear too much of it. Oh, we got episode 2. Let's start episode 2, just because last time I did this, we kind of got part of the way through episode 1. So we'll do episode 2. It's got a picture of Jon Snow too. Let's see how many people are watching right now. We got 23 people watching, or 37 people. That's what's up. All right. I'm just gonna answer questions. Try to label them with Q&A or use the question mark emoji, please. Do you think all the Starks and Jon survive until season 8? I don't know. I think Sansa's gonna die. I've been saying that for a good month or two now. I think Sansa, just judging on her interviews, and it would make sense that we would lose at least one more Stark before this whole thing is over. What's up to everyone in the chat? Ha! Leaf used the thermal detonator. I like that Star Wars reference. Hell yeah, man. Oh, look at King's Landing. Look at Marjorie Tyrell. I was about to say Marjorie Lannister. She was Marjorie Lannister for like 3 or 4 episodes. She slept with a 13-year-old little kid. Kind of weird. Anyone else weirded out? I know she's supposed to be younger in the TV show, but she looks like she's like my age in her 20s. Q&A, this is from Haley Hart, and she says, now that the Catspaw blade was given historical significance, do you think the assassin was controlled by Glass Candle? No. Supposedly Joffrey took credit for sending the Catspaw assassin. I'm not really sure if I definitely think that Cersei didn't use a glass candle for that, or Joffrey rather. I think it would be a cool reveal. That's what I meant to say. If we find out that it was actually Cersei, and then when the knife comes back into play, and then Arya sneaks into her room, maybe she pulls that out and she's like, "Oh, didn't you try to kill my brother with this?" What was that? Asher Forrester. He's about to get stabbed in the leg by Varys' secret scorpion. Alright, Q&A. Do you think Jon Snow will take King's Landing from Cersei if she won't die this season? No, I don't think Jon Snow will personally get involved with any more of the war for the Seven Kingdoms. I think he's going to be focused mainly on the Long Night and prevention of the Long Night. I don't think it's in his character to want to you know, care about anything other than that. I think if he's forced to, like maybe if what if I just look at this person? But no, yeah, I think Jon Snow's main focus is going to be the war for the Seven Kingdoms. I don't think anything else really matters. I think it is possible that he'll be forced to do it. Like maybe Daenerys won't help him unless he helps her, take King's Landing at least or something like that. But I don't think Jon Snow will be fighting any type of Seven Kingdoms nonsense, any kind of Westerosi politics game. I think that's where Sansa will be fighting. Sansa's the politician. Jon Snow's the war commander. Cersei said it herself on the Comic-Con panel, which, by the way, if you haven't been informed yet, the Comic-Con panels have been released in full for the Game of Thrones Season 7. I think they were in Hall H. It is over on Flicks in the City. I did not link it in the description, but I tweeted it out. So if you go hop on Twitter, it's one of my more recent tweets. You can click that and watch it. It's about 49 minutes. I was a little bit disappointed. I think it was mainly, the group of cast members that they had, which honestly, I love them all. That was awesome. I think it was also a little bit awkward because of Hodor being the moderator. I'm going to kick this dude. Just to see. Like, I haven't even been paying attention. Kick him in his stomach. But yeah, no, it was kind of lackluster. I thought usually they give a little bit more spoilers. I think if last year we had one of the creators from my favorite television show, It's Always Sunny, Rob McElhenney, he was the moderator for the panel, and it was pretty funny. I think it was just awkward for Hodor or Christian Narn rather, to be up there and narrating it. But it was pretty good. I mean, I enjoyed it. Like I said, there's been a few more panels that I've watched that I was a little bit more, enthused about. See, Q&A. Thoughts on the Faceless Men are Lannister soldiers with Arya? No, that's actually not tinfoil. I was thinking about that last night. I rewatched it. Last night was my third rewatch, and I noticed that, and I'm thinking, like, what Arya's doing, like, she revealed her face in front of all of the Freys. Even though she killed them, there was still Frey women around that witnessed that. And I'm pretty sure Jaqen and the other Faceless Men don't like, someone revealing shit like that. Like, obviously, if she was sent there on a mission, she wouldn't have done that. You know what I mean? So I think that the Faceless Men may not appreciate what she's doing. She's basically abusing their powers. They're supposed to be impartial when it comes to shit like that. They're basically like a maester in the sense that they stay neutral. You know what I mean? They basically work for whoever pays them the most. So in that sense, they're neutral. So I don't know if the Faceless Men will take a kin. Oh shit, damn it, I fucked up the toast. Alright, let's try again. Q. Fuck, I missed it again. Alright, let me do it one more time. But yeah, I think that there is potential for Arya to get some sort of I was gonna say payback, but it wouldn't necessarily be payback. It would just be like she would have to pay for what she's doing. You know what I mean? Like, somehow. It would be interesting to see if one of the Faceless Men, maybe Jaqen himself, I don't know how that would work out, but maybe one of them will kind of give her a chance to stop what she's doing. Or what if one of them shows up and kills her? Good to see you too. Q&A. Dany takes Casterly Rock. How long do you think they could hold it? They could. Honestly, it looks like she sends a good chunk of her unsullied soldiers. The Lannisters are going to be focused more on Highgarden and protecting King's Landing. So I think she will hold it for, the majority of the season until she gives it back to them. Oh, I didn't mean to say fuck you. I'm probably going to have to fight. And if I have to fight this dude, I'm going to stop taking questions just for a few. Until I finish whooping this guy's asshole. Yeah, if you're on your phone and you try to @ someone, like use the @ sign and then type their name, it won't work on your phone. You have to be on a PC from my experience. Oh, damn. Damn, bro, you just gonna slit that dude's fucking throat? I kicked him in the stomach, so I guess I can't really be saying nothing. Just calm down. Everyone just relax. I don't want to have to whoop ass. But I will if I need to. But you better believe you. Q&A, are the Stormlords with Cersei? Hell no. Hell no. I'm pretty sure they're, they're loyal to House Baratheon. What's left of House Baratheon could just be Gendry. And I think it's well known if someone like Euron, who's been banished from the Seven Kingdoms for a good while, if he knows about it, obviously the Stormlord should know about it as well. So I don't think they'll be loyal to Cersei at all. All right, let's whoop up on these bastards. Yo, I like her prowess. She just runs in. Fuck, what do I do? Oh, damn. Oh, you just gonna stab me in the stomach? I'm not sure what I was supposed to fucking do, bro. Yeah, all men must die. Yes, we know. Valar Morghulis. All right, flip table. Bam. All right, she runs forward, does her thing. I gotta watch out for this guy. Then I gotta click that. Damn, bitch. Oh shit. Oh shit. We kicking chairs at motherfuckers. That's what's up. I forgot how intense some of these fight scenes are. Like the timing has to be crucial. Oh, there we go. Stab that guy in his chest. Oh, you want some of this? Come on, bitch. I'll dodge your shit. I'll dodge your shit as well. And then I'm gonna finish you off. Oh wait, you caught me. How the fuck do you have a katana? Damn, I got some cheap steel. You just gonna break my shit, bro? Oh fuck, it's like that. Oh, there we go. Yeah, save the day, girlfriend. And he just, I like how his dumbass just stood there, his buddy, and he let his buddy get stabbed. He definitely had the chance to take out homegirl when she landed on him, but he was like, nah. Oh fuck. Oh, I hate those. I never remember what to do. Yo, if this was real life, I would be hitting motherfuckers with knees and elbows. Oh shit, don't die. Come on. Yo, what do I do? Oh, fuck you, bro. Yeah, took your ass out. Grab the sword. Chop this dickhead in his face. Fuck. Oh, fuck you. Oh, you're gonna stab me twice? I just got Jon Snowed. Fuck. I wonder how much of that I have to repeat. Okay, not much. Q. Oh, no, I hit Q. No, what the fuck? Stop Jon Snowing me, bro. All right, I'm gonna be ready this time. Oh, we just got a super chat. Hey, thank you, Aaron Habig. All right, grab the sword. Stab this motherfucker in the neck, and I'm gonna start answering questions. No, I hit Q that time. Oh my god, the timing has to be fucking perfect. Jesus Christ. All right, excuse my language. This is how I get when I play video games. It's probably why I never stream me doing this. You should hear me playing something like Elder Scrolls Online. Gosh, I love that game. All right, so yeah, like I said, I'm gonna answer some more questions after I kill this bastard. Hopefully this time I'll remember the fucking. All right, so he stands up and then hit Q. Oh, gotcha. I chopped his arm off. There's no way. You can't do shit now. He's gonna bleed out. You worthless fucking bastard. Oh shit, move, bro. Oh, nice. My hand reacted. I thought she just stabbed him with a bloody hand. I was about to say, dude, through the face. Oh, my hand just reacted on that one. I wasn't sure. It was like my killer instinct took over. This game is actually really fun. Yeah, I don't, Aaron, Irie Knight. Oh yeah, I suck. Yeah, I'm gonna break this dude's neck. I should have busted up his knee. Oh. Yeah, I don't play video games, so when I do, I'm not as good as people who play them all day. So there's that. Honestly, I found myself getting bored really easily. Like, I love video games, but I'll play it for like 20 minutes and be like, all right, I'm fucking done with this. It probably has something to do with the fact that I'm, not as good as some people with video games. But when I was younger, I was more into skateboarding and being outside and, playing with my friends. We would play like Manhunt and fucking, what's that one game where you kick the ball? Oh, kickball. Shit like that. Like, I grew up, I'm a millennial technically because I was born within 10 years of the millennium. But I also had, somewhat hippie parents. So we played outside. That was my fun. like I played video games when I was younger, but it was mainly when I would hang out with my stepmom's brothers because they always had video games, and that was rare, so I never got good at them. You know, I didn't own any video game systems when I was in middle school and in high school. I could have when I was in high school, but I chose to, you know, spend my time hanging out with my friends, skipping school and cutting up. Okay, so let's take a question. Q&A. When Stannis said the Iron Bank will fund their enemies, the crown is still in debt. Yeah, I've actually talked about this a few times. Basically, Cersei will end up paying for not giving a shit about the Iron Bank. I would like to see the Iron Bank side with Daenerys. You know, person that could bring this into play would be someone like Davos. If Jon and Daenerys end up siding together, Davos has seen the Iron Bank. He has that pre-existing relationship with the Tytos guy. Or not Tytos. I always forget his name. It's something like that, like Narcos, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that will probably work to Daenerys' benefit. The fact that Cersei is not paying her dues. We do know that we had that scene in season 2 where Cersei is chatting with Tywin, and Tywin takes the time to explain to her how the Iron Bank always gets their due. And I don't think that was a pointless scene they put in there. I think that that's you know, that's gonna be coming back to bite Cersei in the ass really soon. Q&A, do you think Dany will marry Aegon and marry Tommen? Oh, mirror Aegon and marry Tommen. I don't know. I'm not sure. That's a good question. Basically, that would mean that she is full on, like taking on a man's role. You know, it's gonna be hard enough to convince a patriarchal society to follow a woman. Cersei, like, forcibly put herself in power, and I think that she's gonna be forced to marry someone. You know, that's what probably meeting with the crown landlords and then Randall Tarly. They're gonna be like, well, how long do you plan on sitting on the Iron Throne? You know, are you gonna get an heir produced for us? Are you gonna marry yourself off? You know what I mean? Like, so it'd be hard enough to convince, especially with her 3 dragons and all that other stuff. I would like to see something like that happen because I'm all for equal rights. You know. And she basically kind of did that before. She never married Dario, but she was married to, where am I? I'll say who are you? She was married to, God, I always fuck this guy's name up. Yeah, you guys go ahead and tell me in the chat. I'm distracted right now. I feel like someone's gonna, yeah, see? Oh, thanks again, Aaron Helbig. We got another super chat. Or Helbig. I said Helbig. I don't know where that came from. But thanks again, Aaron. Is there a message with this one? No message. I think we're... Oh, I heard Jon Snow. Do you guys hear Jon Snow? I'll turn the desktop audio up a little bit. I don't like to turn it up too much because the game gets loud as shit at times. And I want you guys, you know, to be able to hear me clearly. Because that's just how I am. I just, you know, it's just me. Yes, Hizdar Zolarak. Thank you. I mean, Norma Briggs, I liked your little sassy comments that you're having this time, but yeah, Cersei, it looks like she's 40 in real life, but I don't think she's supposed to be that old in the show. That's why they haven't really addressed that too much. They haven't come out and said, you know, you can't bear a child yet. We do know that when Tywin was trying to marry her off to Loras, it was brought up a little bit. I would like to see that addressed in this next season if she can produce an heir. We do know that women, I think it's risky, considered high risk if women, dude, I'm hitting Q. If women if women have children, I think it's past 35. That's considered high risk. So let's just say Cersei's in her late 30s, you know, maybe almost 40. So it's still possible. I know my girlfriend's aunt had a child at close to the age of 40. Yeah, Tyrion Jr. Landstark. Yeah, that is true. Wasn't there a woman who gave birth when she was in her 60s? I don't know if that was like a tabloid rumor thing, but I know that, you know, it's possible for women to give birth pretty late. Q&A. Travis Eisenhart. Do you have any theories about Qyburn in the show? Oh, wait, there's one before that. Carrie AV, I'm going to answer both of those. Is George R. R. Martin... Here, let me pause the game, as a matter of fact, so I can get to that. Is George R. R. Martin trolling us by by making us accept Dany and Jon's incest, but being disgusted by Jaime and Cersei's in Season 1? Well, I think the main difference that can be argued there is that Cersei and Jaime know they're twins. I think the main thing that makes it so gross for them is the fact that they are twins. You know, Targaryens had sister wives. I'm not sure if a Targaryen married their twin, but I do know they married their sisters. So I think it's considered so taboo because they're twins. You know, the main difference between Jon and Daenerys is that they might not necessarily know that before they hook up. Like, I do think Jon Snow will find out about his parentage before they hook up or get together. But initially, they might not know or might not believe it. You know what I mean? So I think that's where we're supposed to be like, oh, okay. Kind of filling in the blank there. And then the other Q&A was from Travis Eisenhart. He said, do you have any theories about Qyburn on the show? Does he have an end game, or is he what he appears to be? Well, I think his main purpose on the show is to allow certain characters like the Mountain to come back from life, and also to aid Cersei in taking over Varys' little birds. I do think that he's going to die this season. I don't necessarily think he has an end game other than, you know, following in doing what Cersei wants. We do know that the way Qyburn was brought into the show, he helped heal Jaime's hand. So I'm not speaking for the books, I'm speaking for the show in general. I think that he's pretty much straightforward, and he's an ally to the Lannisters, and they kind of need a maester on their side, especially one who's such a good healer as he is. Now I'm asked my own question here. Is Tywin do you think that it would have been possible to bring back Tommen, like, from being smushed? I mean, we do know that the Mountain had several stab wounds inside of him. He was also poisoned, and he was able to get brought back to life to a pretty much zombie state. Do you guys think that Tommen would have been able to be repaired by Qyburn? Would you like to have seen that? Maybe he would have been the best king because, for Cersei rather, because he would have followed what Cersei wanted him to do, which was, you know, basically listen to her and do everything that she wants. I think it would have made him a little bit less likely to go and ally himself with the High Sparrow. Let me wait before I get back to the game. Let me answer one more question. What's up, Jedi Master Cheryl? What's up, Chris? Shout out to Chris. I hung out with him in Nashville. Q&A. This is from Peter Romero, and he says, predictions on Dany's plan to invade. What castles and keeps will she go after? Well, I'm going to link or suggest to you a video down in the list down below. There were several Season 7 prediction videos that I did. You can check those out. But I honestly think, actually, one of my more recent ones, I talked about what would be the best way for her to go about her plan, you know, judging by where she's at in Dragonstone. The smartest thing would to sail south to Dorne, and then from Dorne go around to Highgarden and the Iron Islands, and then Casterly Rock. I think her first plan, the first thing she seizes, is Casterly Rock. She's actually putting into advice of something that Daario Naharis said to her on the last episode of the last season. When she first calls him in to basically dismiss him, or not dismiss him, because she did leave him in charge of Marine and in the Bay of Dragons. But he does say, before she says anything, he's like, do you want me to take the Second Sons and go attack from the west side of Westeros and take Casterly Rock so the Lannisters have nowhere to run? I think that's the advice she's following. She will be listening to that. And it's interesting that we hear someone like Daario foreshadowing that. I do think we have not seen the last of Daario. I think he may have actually potentially been a stowaway on one of her ships. I just got really hungry for some reason. Like, my stomach just started fucking growling. That's weird. He kind of looks like Jaime Lannister. Don't drink it. Oh, no, I'm going to drink it. It might be milk of the poppy. I need some of that milk of the poppy, man. You know, one thing they haven't addressed on the show. Come in. Come here, Ghost. Ghost, come here. I kept doing that to my dog last night. I was like, I'll answer this real quick because I like answering this. What do you think is West of Westeros? That's from Raspberry Creative. West of Westeros is Lonely Light. It's actually owned by the Ironborn. The Ironborn currently hold that island. But then further west of that is, you know, there's been like maybe, let me pause the game so I don't miss anything. You know, there's probably been like a handful of people that have gone out there. Most of them don't make it back. The few that have made it back said it's nothing but endless ocean. So I think what it is kind of like a situation where no one's taken enough supplies, and all of the people that return have given up, and maybe some of the people that haven't come back have found a new world or a new land, and they just stayed there because, you know, they got away from all the bullshit that was going on in Westeros. I don't know if the show, I would like to see the show address that, you know, because we did have that line from Arya where she's talking to the mummer, the lady that saves her, and she's basically Lady Crane. She's basically asking her what will she do, and she's like, I don't know, what's west of Westeros. So that would be cool to see that line come back into play. Jon Snow. You know nothing, Jon Snow. But yeah, no, I kept doing that last night. Basically my dog was, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning at this point. I was working on a video, and which I haven't released yet. I'm saving it. I don't know when I'm gonna release it. I might release it after episode 2, but I'm really proud of this video. But anyway, my dog, I was trying to get my dog to go lay down out in the living room because I don't let him sleep in the office. He likes to go through the trash in here. So I was trying to lead him out of the room, and you know, part of my video process, I had watched that clip. I used that clip as a reference to with Jon Snow and his dog, and it got stuck in my head. So I'm like, Diesel, come here, and he didn't get up. So I'm like, come here, and he still wasn't getting it. So I was like, Ghost, come here, and I got down on one knee and called him towards me, and he like creeps up and like army crawls over to me. It was adorable. I wish I was you know, recording him, but I wasn't. Let's see, I'll do one more question and we'll get back to the gameplay, and then I'll try to answer questions. What's up, Amber? What's up, Jacqueline? What's up, Mara Jade Stark Walker? I like that name. I like that fucking name. If I'm not mistaken, Mara Jade was someone that Luke Skywalker married in the uncanonical extended universe of Star Wars, like the Star Wars graphic novels that they made uncanon, which really pissed me off because they definitely took lots of little Easter eggs and references from there. I hope they took... You know what? I'm not going to speak about that because I'll go into a fucking 3-hour tangent on Star Wars. My Star Wars knowledge is almost as in-depth as my Game of Thrones knowledge. Okay, this will be that Q&A. Amber Tilden says, how was your day? What do you think this Sunday? Well, Sunday's episode will be basically filling in all of the missing action from episode 1. I've actually done several videos on what I think will go down. You can check those out in the description. The question I'll be taking is Q&A. What color wedding will Euron and Cersei have, and who will die at it? Well, Black Wedding is already taken. So I honestly, I would jump to that one first. We could say, I don't know. Let's see. We had the Purple Wedding. Have we had a White Wedding yet? That wasn't with Tyrion and is that the... Yeah, I think the White Wedding is with Tyrion and Sansa. And Sansa and Ramsay were the Black Wedding. And then the Red Wedding obviously is the most famous one. It's funny that most of these weddings involve the Starks. What is it with these damn Starks and having the worst weddings? I think one of the worst weddings was definitely the Purple Wedding, which was a Lannister. So continuing with that theme, if something were to happen... Oh my god, we got another super chat from Aaron Habig. That's what's up. She says, tinfoil. Will the bodies that the Hound buries raise as whites? If the White Walkers make it that far south of the wall, you know, they'd have to be south of Winterfell. So if that does happen, potentially, and that could throw him off if he's, you know, having to fight them. Honestly, I don't think he would even recognize them because they were skeletons. What was the question that I was answering before that. Okay, yeah, Euron and Cersei wedding. What color? I don't know. I'm a huge fan of Cersei, so I don't want to see her die. I do think that she needs to pay for her crimes. I think that there are other ways to make her pay for her crimes than death. Death is almost like an easy out for her. She won't actually have to suffer any, and she's caused a lot of people to suffer. So, let's call Cersei and Euron's wedding the Golden Wedding, just because Cersei and the Lannisters are known for golden crowns, and I could potentially see something happen where Euron pees on her. What the fuck? That's what happens when you string together sentences and you don't realize where they're going. But we've had a lot of like pee stuff in the news. You know, Stephen Colbert actually rented out the room that our commander-in-chief supposedly had, the shit that went down where he hired a bunch of prostitutes and models to pee on him. And the Russians have a secret copy of this tape, and that's what they held that over his head in order to get him elected president, basically. And then there's also, you know, R. Kelly famously peeing on an underage girl, which yeah, so maybe it will be called the Golden Wedding, and the Golden Wedding will reference how Cersei will be betrayed for gold. It also references her golden crown, and the Lannisters. We kind of had, you know, well, no, because Khal Drogo and Daenerys weren't. They were already married at that point. But yeah, I would like to see it called the Golden Wedding. All right, so continuing on with the gameplay a little bit, and then I'll answer another question. Q&A: What color was Dany and Drogo's wedding? Shit, I call that the fire wedding. I don't even call it a color, just because of what happened when he died. You know, Daenerys became the unburnt officially. Oh man, look, I'm messed up, guys. I got cuts all over my face. I'm glad I drank that sauce. If I hadn't drank that sauce, what would have happened? You think I would have been out for longer? Oh man, we got another super chat. That's what's up. This is awesome. Okay, this is from Peter the Noble, and he says, "What's up, my dog? Love your channel. You're the best." Thanks, bro. Thanks. That's awesome. And he says, Q&A: Do you think Jon will find out about his real parents during season 7? I think he will for sure. The question is will he believe it? You know what I mean? Or will it change how he acts as a person? And I don't think it will. And I honestly don't know if he'll believe it when they first bring it up. You know? Jedi Master Cheryl, I'm just joking. I'm impartial. I'm like bipartisan. I agree with main points from the right and from the left. I was just trying to make a little joke. You're like one of my favorite subscribers. You've been subscribed to me for a long time. Don't let my political jokes make you feel uncomfortable. I didn't mean to say that. See, that's why I stay away from politics, because that's not what anyone came here for. I was just making a few jokes. I'm sorry. That was out of line. But yeah, as far as Jon Snow finding out, the question is, will he believe? I think if Littlefinger's the first one that tells him, he definitely won't, you know, definitely won't take it to heart all the way. But if it's someone like Bran, what if Bran has to show him a vision? You know, like, we know it's possible for Thoros to show others his visions. I haven't really seen Melisandre ever do that on the TV show. So if someone like Thoros can do it, I definitely think someone like an all-seeing green seer like Bran, he definitely has the ability to. Would it not be awesome that if Bran shows Jon Snow the Tower of Joy, and basically Jon Snow sees it for himself? I don't know if the time loop is as sensitive as it is in Back to the Future, where basically you can't see your past self, or you'll like evaporate or some shit. But that would be insane. That would be insane. Do you think we'll get a Jaime and Tyrion reunion? Yeah, for sure. In my Plot Leak Part 2 video, which is linked down below, I think, I actually addressed that, and I was giving myself props here, but I was one of the first people on YouTube to bring up the ideal that... Wait, no, I wasn't. What the fuck am I even talking about? No, I mentioned in that video how I think that the reunion can go one of two ways, and I think it will more likely lean towards the other way, because we do know that Jaime said the next time he sees Tyrion, I'll kill him. That was addressed in episode 1. Cersei said, your favorite, your beloved brother, you know, he's leading her. He's her hand of the queen. And his reaction, he did not say, I'll kill him. You know what I mean? And it's almost like we're hearing him put his ideals to the fire there. Like, are you gonna kill your brother? No, he's not. He's gonna. And I honestly don't think that, as much as Tyrion hates Cersei, I don't think that he's gonna quickly jump to wanting to, like, put her to the fire, so to speak, or like have her killed by Daenerys' men. I don't think that he's gonna necessarily lean towards that. I think he's gonna try to. He's gonna think the same way I do, where I was mentioning earlier. It's like death is almost too good for Cersei because she won't have to actually pay and suffer for her crimes. She did have the walk of shame, which honestly made me feel so bad for her. You know, no one deserves to have poop rubbed on their shoulder and to be treated that way. So I felt bad for her, you know what I mean? And she did suffer a little bit for that. But what did she end up doing? She didn't learn her lesson because she ended up blowing up the Sept of Baelor. I do think she has to pay for Marjorie and Loras' death. Marjorie and Loras were mostly innocent. Yes, Marjorie played the game, but she played for House Tyrell, and House Tyrell honestly wouldn't have. I don't think they would have, you know, fucked up that much where they would have been like, hey, look, guys, let's starve the kingdom or let's kill hundreds of thousands of innocent people. You know what I mean? They would have been better suited for ruling than her. Let's see, Q&A. Can the Night King raise any dead? Like when the Hound came across the father and daughters in Season 7, Episode 1. Can he turn those into whites? He has to be with them. I kind of already answered that. He has to be with... Basically, he has to be in front of the dead people that he's raising. I think it would be cool if he could do it from a distance, but if that were the case, you know, he would have been raising all types of stuff. And real quick, I'm gonna pause the game here. Just to clarify, that those white giants, all three of them, you know, we saw the close up of the one. He is missing an eye, but that is not fucking 1-1. I don't know where the fuck that theory came from, but it is so wrong. It's not even funny. Okay, like literally, there's no. I've been saying this. I don't know where people, because when people were saying that we're going to get white giants before the season even came out, you know, some people were saying that, oh yeah, of course, 1-1. No, 1-1 died south of the wall in Winterfell. I'm pretty sure Jon Snow burned his body. He's a wildling giant. You know, that's wildling tradition to burn their dead. So I'm pretty sure they did that. 1-1 is fucking dead. Unless the showrunners are complete morons, which they are not. That is not fucking 1-1. Those are the other giants that were with 1-1 north of the wall during Hardhome. Okay, there's several other giants there with 1-1. 1-1 is the only one, and I hate saying 1-1 because that's not even his fucking name. It's one Wegdar 1-1. Okay, so 1-1 for short. But he was the only giant to make it out of Hardhome, right? So those two giants or those three giants that are with the Night King, those are not fucking 1-1. Everyone stop saying that. I don't know. I don't think anyone watching right now thinks that, but I'm just saying, spread the mosh or snuff out those theories. If you see anyone trying to say that was fucking 1-1. I saw another question that I wanted to get at. Joe Swag said, that's racist. All giants look alike. That's true though. They all do. They are all fucking massive. But what is a possibility, and what definitely happened, is that we'll be seeing a white Hodor. Hodor was jokingly said to be half giant, so we will get a familiar giant in the sense that a beloved character like Hodor will be coming back as a white, probably with half of his body. Oh, his CGI is gonna look so sick. I know it was a sad moment in the door, and the door was probably one of the most sad episodes of all in Game of Thrones, but his CG is gonna look so fucking insane. It's like he was stabbed in the stomach, so there's gonna be like his rib cage will be visible. He'll probably be missing a huge chunk of his stomach. His arms will likely be, it's gonna look insane, dude. It's gonna be so nuts, and he's going to fuck shit up. Like, you remember when Bran worked him multiple times? My favorite was when he worked him right outside Bloodraven's cave, and he pulled the skeleton. He grabbed him. He like basically punctured through his eyes, and then grabbed him, slammed him forward. He pulled a Daryl from The Walking Dead. Daryl does that one time when he's pinned down by zombies, and he grabs the spine and the zombie spine is so weak and decrepit, he pulls it out and slams it on the ground. But yeah, no. Oh, that was nuts. That was nuts. Yes, Joe Swag. It's not 1-1, but it could be the same actor that portrays them. That is true. That is true. All right, so let's get the game running back for a little bit, and then I will take some more questions. But this video is a Q&A, so don't worry. Get your questions in. Use that Q&A emoji or. Oh shit. Sorry, I got distracted by the game. Yeah, use the Q&A emoji or the Q&A hashtag. Yes, I am really doing it. This is the Game of Thrones Telltale games. This is the second season. I didn't actually get the name of the season, but the first one was Iron from Ice, and then the second one is called something different. We're about to get to meet up with Jon Snow, though. That's what's up. And he's gonna be like, "Come here, Ghost. Winter is coming, and the dead come with it." That was a weak Jon Snow impression. Castle Black. Yeah, okay, sorry, not really an emoji, but kind of. It's basically like a big question mark. If you click on that emoji in the left, the big smiley face down there in the left-hand corner of the chat, you can scroll down until you see a question mark. And if you use that, it'll appear really big, and then you type your question, it'll be easier for me to see it. Come here, Ghost. House Forrester. House Forrester. I was talking to one of my buddies from high school. Damn, we got 4 dislikes. Oh, that's what's up. Everybody, can you please slap a like on this video and let's piss off the haters. We got 65 people watching right now, and that's what's up. But we got 40 likes. Let's see if we can hit 60 likes. Let's see that. Can you guys give me 20 more likes? I'll take as many likes as you can give me, but you know, I didn't realize there were 4 dislikes, so let's go ahead and raise that like ratio. Shout out to Nick Tadia. What's up, bro? I ain't seen you here in a while. I haven't seen you in the comment section in a while neither. You went ghost on me, brother. He says Q&A, can you help me on this theory? Sure. What's the theory? Let's see. Q&A. Do you think Arya will be a part of the fight against the White Army? Hopefully. I hope she's not killed in her vengeance quest for House Stark. Oh, there he is. Lord Commander Jon Snow. I was loyal to my Lord Commander, and I never disobeyed him. But when he brought wildlings through the wall, I was forced to act. I killed him. I killed him dead. I stabbed him in his gullet. Yeah, fuck you, Alistair Thorne. If anybody couldn't tell from me doing that voice, it's Alistair Thorne. Let's see. Hashtag Q&A. Are we going to see Eastwatch by... Hell yeah. Probably not till episode 6, but we will definitely be seeing Eastwatch by the Sea. That's actually what Sandor is referring to in his vision in the flames. The question is, how long have they been seeing that vision? Like, how long has the Brotherhood been seeing that vision? Because if it's been a little bit, you know, it's almost like, why do they wait till now to act on that? You know what I mean? So I don't know, maybe they just recently started seeing the vision. That was not Jon fucking Snow, by the way. Oh. Let's see. Q&A. Do you think... Oh shit, damn it. I missed my chance to answer. Do you think that Jaime... And he'll remember that. You better remember that. Do you think Jaime will kill Cersei with Widow's Well? No. I don't think Jaime is going to kill his sister, and if he is going to kill her, it's going to be by strangling her around his neck. Now, I am a proponent of the theory that Arya will be wearing one of Cersei's handmaiden's face, or maybe someone close to Cersei, like Jaime, but I don't think that Arya is going to kill Jaime. I think that if she had her chance, she will. Like, if she was left up to her own decision, she will, but I think that someone will stop her from doing that. Someone like Brienne, you know. Or the fact that Jaime is now helping House Stark because Jaime left Cersei because he finally realized she was batshit crazy. Paul Ramos says, stop with The Walking Dead. Really no comparison, period. Yeah, I didn't realize I was talking about The Walking Dead a while back. But yeah, you know, I found Walking Dead first, and then I found Game of Thrones after that. So The Walking Dead will always hold a dear spot in my heart because it was one of the first shows that I became obsessed with, like, super fandom, you know? But this last season, other than the premiere, fucking disappointed me so much. Like, this season coming up should be the last season. And you know what? Being completely honest, when I saw that Comic-Con trailer for Season 9, or Season 8, is it Season 8? Yeah, it's Season 8. There was nothing that I was like, oh my god. You know what I mean? A lot of people were freaking out over the fact that Rick was... there's a part at the very end where Rick is like basically laying in bed and he's got like a really long beard and his hair's gotten long and it looks like he's walking with a cane. Honestly, that's from the comic books. Like, in between Negan's war, I think there's like a year or something that is in between. It's like a time jump, and that it's nothing. There's like nothing left. It's so repetitive. The group is together, the group leaves. Like, if they were smart, they would have ended the show last season or this season and then just put all of their efforts into the spinoff, because Fear the Walking Dead is not terrible. Now, I'm not saying it's like fucking game changer, but I find myself more interested in the plot lines from Fear the Walking Dead than I am the actual Walking Dead. So that's, you know, I think there's a lot to be said in of there of itself. Let's see, we got a Q&A from Peter the Noble, and he says, Q&A, what are your takes on Jon writing Rhaegal? I mentioned I have a video link down below also. Is basically what I think about Tyrion riding a dragon. And in that video, I mentioned my thoughts on Jon Snow riding Rhaegal. A lot of people want it to be Rhaegal. I am one of those people as well, because Rhaegal was named after Jon Snow's father. So it would be pretty awesome and epic if he were to ride the dragon who he was named after. The real thing is how afraid of the dragons is Jon Snow going to be? We know Tyrion was basically fearless. He walked down there and freed them. You know, he had never met these dragons before. He had seen Drogon fly over him briefly in Season 5 when he was making his way to Meereen. But, you know, I don't know. That will be the real determining factor. Will Jon Snow be able to get over his... if he does have a fear of dragons? I think that dragons can sense someone's energy, so they'll be able to tell his intent, and I think they'll be able to tell that he's a good dude and he's not there to harm their mother. I also think that they'll be able to pick up on his Valyrian blood. So I think it's actually, you know, I've been saying, I've had my Tyrion the Dragon Rider theory for almost a year now, but I think that Jon Snow is more likely to fly one just because he has confirmed Targaryen blood. And it would almost make sense if, you know, this woman who's got 3 dragons, she's riding one of them. The other ones are big enough to hold a person on them. Why would they not get ridden? You know what I mean? Let me pause the game real quick. Let me grab another question before we start back up. This is from Laura's Ahai, and she said, why is the Baratheon sigil still on King's Landing? I don't know. I think that's really the only way that Cersei is still, like, allowed to be in power. You know, Robert was only allowed to be in power by claiming his Targaryen heritage on his grandmother's side, so maybe Cersei is only able to hold on to, you know, she was Queen Regent when Marjorie married Tommen, and then she's obviously, you know, like the ruler of the Seven Kingdoms now. I think the only reason why she's able to hold on to that title is because she was married to Robert Baratheon. And I'm sure a lot of people in King's Landing probably feel that Robert Baratheon was the last, like, real king. Everyone hated Joffrey, and Tommen was a pushy pussy pushover. Which, honestly, I think Tommen would have turned out to be an alright dude if Tywin hadn't have died, because Tywin would have guided him. And people like the High Sparrow, you know, we might not have liked him, but he actually had some very good points. He cared about the people, which is kind of all that matters. Alright, so let's jump back into the game. Q&A. Where in the show we can see that Rhaegar is the father of Jon Snow? They haven't officially come out and said it yet in the show, which is why I want Rhaegar to be seen this season, so the average show watcher can put a face to the name and finally realize who this dude is and what he looks like. But what I will say is, I was comparing pictures. I put up a side-by-side of Kit Harington, Viserys, and Daenerys, and honestly, you can kind of see it. You can kind of see, like, the resemblance, especially between Viserys and Jon Snow. Like, the actors look very similar. So this Rhaegar guy, you know, the Rhaegar, who I think will be playing Rhaegar, is this Devin dude. He's a singer who was kind of petitioning for the role. He had a little bit of Instagram stuff going on where he was basically taking a picture of a bow and arrow, and he had the blonde hair. It was pulled back into a man bun, and he kind of looks like the actor who plays Viserys as well. So that's really what they're basing it off of, because like, Viserys is Rhaegar's brother. Obviously Rhaegar should look like Viserys should look like Rhaegar, and then if Jon Snow is Rhaegar's son, obviously Jon Snow should look like his uncle and his father. But no, the show has not officially said that. They led us into thinking that, but HBO did release like this little Venn diagram looking thing, and if you followed it, if you followed the lines, it basically confirmed that Jon Snow's parents were Lyanna Stark and Rhaegar Targaryen. Said I put the White Hill Men on notice. Oh no! Q&A. Are Dany and Cersei going to meet face to face this season? Yeah, for sure. I do think that the first time their parties parlay with each other, they will send out their associates. Like, that's when we're gonna have Tyrion and Jaime meet back up. But I do think that, you know, in that final scene, this is a little bit spoilers, but we had the artwork for the scene, the concept art, leak several months back, and it basically showed Bronn and Tyrion walking into a dragon pit with Jon Snow, and supposedly that scene is gonna involve every single character ever. All the people that haven't met before will be meeting in this scene. I'm not gonna go into in-depth what will be happening in this scene, but I have done several videos on it, and all of them are linked down below in the description. Q&A. Do you think Gendry and Melisandre will meet in this season at Dragonstone? How will that go? Everyone, okay, so let me pause this real quick. Everyone's kind of, I don't want to necessarily say hellbent, but everyone seems to focus on, like, little menial shit that won't matter anymore. I think everyone may still have animosity from people that they beefed with, like Davos and Melisandre, and like you had said, Gendry and Melisandre, because basically Gendry was lied to by Melisandre. She took his blood, but ultimately he was let go by Davos. So I think, you know, with all of these little side things, like there's the Brienne and Arya, people are worried about them seeing each other again. There's also the Brienne and Sandor. I honestly think that all of it will be put to the side. It's all menial bullshit, and like everyone will start to focus on the War for the Dawn, which happens in that dragon pit scene, you know. Jon Snow is a white dragon. I like that, because everyone remembers King of the North, but his official like Stark title was the White Wolf. Jon Stark the White Wolf. I like that. I think I might start referring to him as the White Wolf, and I like the White Dragon too. That's pretty much what he is. Let's see, we'll do one more question. I'll get back to the gameplay a little bit, and then I'll answer some questions from there as well. Richard Hoare says, Q&A, do you think Bran will have to sacrifice himself to help kill the Night's King? Well, the Night's King actually isn't on the show. On the show, it's the Night King. And I think that one can't really exist without the other. So if Bran, I think, will find out that, you know, he has to I just got really sidetracked. I saw someone say, "Here it is, Mark," and I was like, "What?" But yeah, no, I think that one needs the other. I don't necessarily know if the Night King has to remain with as much power as he has. So like basically, let's send him north back, put him back in the lands of Always Winter, and with no troops, you know, and make a truce that no one's gonna be taken up. I don't know. That's kind of an in-depth question, but I do think that it's definitely possible for Bran to sacrifice himself knowing that it will kill the Night King. I think that Bran or Jon or Daenerys, one of these major characters with massive power, has to be the one to sacrifice himself. A lot of people think that it could be Daenerys since she has the 3 dragons. I don't want it to be Daenerys. I think we all know why. I saw that there were a few questions. I'm going to go further back, but I want to answer this one because I like this one a lot. This is from Ice Wild Dragon. He says, Q&A, when Dany and Jon meet, do you think there will be some sort of connection? Honestly, I'm not sure. I'm sure we're going to get some amazing one-liners, but I think that the show, if they are to pursue a relationship, it will be smart if the showrunners start to show us that early on. You know what I mean? So basically, first scene, there should be some sort of like fireworks, some chemistry between them. So I think that they will show that. If their ultimate goal is to get Jon Snow and Daenerys together, they will definitely start to show a chemistry right away. I'm not sure how many likes are on this video, but we got 72 people watching right now. Let's slap some more likes on it for me, please. It's free, and you know, it's not gonna hurt if you do it. It really helps out in promoting this video. It really does, though. Let's see. Q&A. This is from Heather Brady, and she says, could Bran be looking through the white giant to keep track? I've actually answered this before. The way that the show has that scene edited, they would make us believe that that's what's happening, but I think Bran may actually just be spying on the Night King and his whereabouts using the crows. We do know that Bloodraven used the crows to warn Sam of what was about to happen before. We do know that the Three-Eyed Raven used crows to reach out to Bran in his dreams. So I think that Bran is utilizing that same power and using those crows to spy on the Night King. I don't know if he has the ability to warg a like someone that's already under the control of the Night King. That could be how the Night King is finding out about it so quickly, though. Like basically he senses that he lost control over one of his members. It would be cool if they told us there's a difference, like where basically Bran can be inside of the mind of a white and just listening, like basically like a listening device. Like he has no control over the being whatsoever. He's just seeing what that white is saying and hearing what that white is hearing. You know what I mean? That would be cool if the show like differentiates the two between them. Shout out to Enid, daughter of Ice and Fire. How you doing? How's it hanging? Let's see. I'll take one more question. I'll start the gameplay back up again. I know I keep saying that. Let's see. See one that I missed. Q&A. Do you think Melisandre is going to try and finish off Gendry? No, definitely not. I think Melisandre is fully past her human sacrifice days and like King's Blood days. She finally found the two people that don't necessarily need that for her magic to work. They don't need King's Blood sacrifices. They are, you know, they are King's Blood. So I think that the way the magic works will switch up, and Melisandre's magic will be stronger when she's in the presence of someone like Daenerys. You know, her magic is based in fire, so if she's next to a dragon, her magic will increase. We do know that in the novels, she hints at her magic becoming stronger since they're at the wall, and the Night King is close, and that kind of controls her magic because obviously he is ice and she is fire. So I think that it could have we might be able to see a little bit of that on the TV show, wherein Melisandre becomes stronger and more accurate with her fire predictions because she's around Daenerys, and Daenerys has two dragons, and Daenerys is the last dragon. You know what I mean? Let's see. We have Q&A. Thoros of Beer. I like that. The Night King was created with dragon glass. If anything, he would be immune to the glass, not Valyrian steel. Okay, that's more of a statement. I I don't think that I agree with Azor Ahai. Kyle from Azor Ahai. He had brought this to my attention that he's not like a regular White Walker. So since he's not like a regular White Walker, Valyrian steel will likely not have the same effect that it does on the other White Walkers. I think that something like the Dragonglass dagger can have an effect on him. The Dragonglass dagger's handle is made from dragon bone, basically the heart of a dragon. Okay, not necessarily the heart of a dragon, but the internal workings of a dragon. Do you understand? Like, it comes from a fire being, right? And then the blade itself is made from Valyrian steel. And I think that the secret to the recipe of Valyrian steel is using dragon fire and dragonglass. Dragonglass is also obsidian. Obsidian comes from a volcano, basically the heart of a volcano and the blood of a dragon to make this dagger. The dagger is fire incarnate. You know, the dagger could easily be used to kill the Night King, and that's the purpose of it. I also thought that it would be really cool. This is once again giving props to myself. It's original theory of mine. I think that it would be cool to find out that the Catspaw dagger is actually a piece of failed attempts of forging Lightbringer. So basically, you have the Valyrian steel daggers that were made out of all of the failed attempts for the Night King. When he was trying to forge, or sorry, not the Night King, when Azor Ahai was trying to forge Lightbringer. Now, this could actually bring me to another theory that I was coming up with last night. My brain works crazy late night. So, you know, when I'm up and it's like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, that's when all these theories start pouring in. But basically, I think that, you know, what if the Night King on the TV show, this is strictly show-only theory, what if the Night King is basically the first Azor Ahai, right? So what if Azor Ahai, when he took his companions of 12, he died as well. He was saved in a similar way that that Bloodraven saved Benjen Stark, right? So he was saved by, you know, bringing him to the point where he wasn't fully dead all the way, and they saved him. And then part of that ritual was stabbing him with the dragonglass, and then that backfired. You know, I'm working on a video for it, so I haven't formulated the theory all the way, but, you know, could be potentially something like that happening. Q&A. This is because it's in all capital letters and it's standing out. Q&A. Wouldn't it be incest, a relationship between Jon and Daenerys? Yes, of course it would. But honestly, who gives a shit, right? We see, like, we as people on planet Earth do, but they are on another planet in a completely made-up show. So honestly, it wouldn't be that shocking. Q&A, can dragons reproduce? Well, we do have dragon eggs, so they can lay eggs, we know that. As far as will we see like some dragons like having sex with each other on the show? Probably not. Tyler, I put you in a timeout just because you're kind of spamming your questions. One time is sufficient. I promise you. I'll answer it. Just relax, because you're making it harder for me to see the other questions now. Q&A. If Bran dies and gets resurrected, will the Night King sense him still? That's an interesting question in of itself. Just the first part. If Bran dies, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck would that mean? They have no way of spying on the Night King. I think it's interesting that Jon Snow has been pretty much surviving this whole time with not exactly knowing the whereabouts of the Night King. But I don't know what if Bran dies like he is the Greenseer. What if Bran can't die until his purpose is fulfilled? Like, Bran will see his death coming from all corners. But the question was, hang on, let me scroll back up to it. My chat's being fucking weird. I think the Night King would, if anything, have control over him, because we know the Night King is a, he's a necromancer, so to speak. So I think if Bran is dead and he's brought back, I think the Night King will be able to sense him. I think that the Night King can sense Jon Snow. I think the Night King, I don't think that he'll be able to control Jon Snow, but I think that Jon will have to fight off his influence because he is a necromancer, and George confirmed it that Jon Snow is a fire is a white reanimated by fire as opposed to ice. Let's see. This is from Enid, and she says, Q&A, where will Sam get the dragonglass to cure Jorah? Will Jon send for some, or Dad's sword will play a role. I don't know about Heartsbane playing a role, but I do know that Maesters have to forge Valyrian steel links to their chain. So whatever makes Valyrian steel, I'm sure, I think Dragonglass is involved with forging Valyrian steel. So if these Maesters know how to form small links of it, they obviously know the recipe to it. Maybe not, how to forge a sword of it, but they know the recipe. So there'll probably be some Dragonglass laying around the Citadel. We do know that Maester Ebros, the guy that Sam was helping dissect the body, he's a Maester of healing. Like he actually, in the novels, he cured... this is actually in World of Ice and Fire. Maester Yandel mentions it, but basically this Maester Ebros was one of the ones who figured out what was spreading the what was it? It was something fever, yellow fever or something, or the cat's fever or something like that over in Essos. He was able to figure out what it was. So this guy, I think that we're gonna see that translate into curing grayscale. Like he'll be the dude that finally comes out and it's like, hey, this is how you do it. And he might be the one who gives Sam the Dragonglass. Let's see. I'm trying to get someone I haven't answered a question for. Q&A, do you think we will get to see Rhaegar? Yes, I've kind of answered that question. I do think that not only will it be fan service to see Rhaegar, but we also, the people who are just average show watchers, we definitely need to see him. It puts a face to the name that we've been hearing so much about. And if you don't follow anything other than just watching the TV show, you would have no idea who Rhaegar is. And we have to see him. We have to see how similar he looks to Jon Snow. I'll slam my fist down, bro. I'm not talking right now just so you guys can hear it. Q&A, this is from K Jackson. She says, do you think the show will end at the Isle of Faces? I don't think so. I think the show, like, the last major event will take place beyond the wall, or in the north somewhere. I do know that the Isle of Faces should be addressed. If we get a flashback to the Tourney of Harrenhal, maybe we could get a part of that flashback is showing Howland Reed and what he did there before Oswald Went's tournament. But I don't think that it's just because like most stuff that we all want to happen, it's the show doesn't give any sort of reference to it, so it would be like a blank statement, like what most people that are watching it. And I actually did the math last stream that I did. Okay, so you got to look at it as every year Game of Thrones gets more and more popular, right? So that means they have to change the style of the show. During season 5, from season 4 to 5, the number of increase of people that watched the show was in the millions. So season 5 was more fan stuff. Like I have a few friends that casually watch the show. They've seen every episode, maybe even multiple times, but they don't know anything other than what the show tells them. So in most of their opinions, they think that the first 4 seasons were boring as shit. And if you can make it through the first 4 seasons, season 5 and 6 are really good, and then season 7's better. So what happened from season 4 to 5 is that they just started doing straight fan stuff. So all of the extra stuff that we want to see them delve into, like the pact of the Children of the Forest and the First Men, what went down at the Isle of the Faces, like how the arm of Dorne broke, all that good shit, we're never gonna get to see it on the show because there's no context to it. There's no reference. You know what I mean? Like someone who's just watching the show would probably be like, okay, well, what the fuck is going on right now? Why is this so important? You know what I mean? All right, so we actually got up to my goal of 60 likes. We're at 72 people watching right now. Do you guys think that we can hit 70 likes? You guys think we can get that 70 likes jumping off there? Let's see. Got a Q&A, and I'm going to answer this one from my buddy Benjamin because he's been a long-time subscriber. Even though he goes ghost in my comments section for months at a time, I will answer his question, and then we will continue playing the game a bit, and I'll also answer some more questions. Basically, why I'm saying this, why I preface it this way, is because I'll start the game back up, so you'll be hearing the game audio. But yeah, and he says, Q&A, all right, dude, I've been in tinfoil mode. Arya is Quaithe. the longer I think, the more likely it seems. Thank you for wasting my time answering your questions, sir. I'm sure you've been paying attention to how we trigger Azor Hype, aka Cal's fucking chickens, how we trigger him in the chat. We like to mention how the waif is secretly Arya. But yeah, thank you for distracting me and making me answer that ridiculous question. No, Arya is fucking a girl from Winterfell. She is Arya Stark of Winterfell. So a girl is not no one. A girl is not the waif. Yeah. So there's that. Fluorescent Monkey says Q&A. Why does my chat do that? It says Q&A. How far down south do you think the Night King will get by the end of the show? Now, that's actually one of my favorite questions to ask. Or to answer. Daenerys did see in her visions of the House of the Undying, she walked through the Red Keep. While she was walking through the Red Keep, through the throne room, we saw that the roof was broken out and there were what seemed to be snow falling through those holes. So if that vision turns out to be true, they will get as far down south as King's Landing. But if that turns out to not be true, I think what may happen is that that could be ash, right? It's ashes from something being burned. So that could be a, sort of like a shout out to, yeah, you're gonna get King's Landing, Daenerys, but it's gonna be after you've destroyed the entire village. You've destroyed the entire city. Like, there's nothing left of King's Landing, just these ashes. So you will be the ruler of ashes. Are you sure that's the destiny and the route that you want to take? Holy shit, we just got another super chat from Erin Habig. Shout out. She has been the amazing donator today. She's donated, I think, like 20 some odd dollars. That is what's up. That's what's up. Thank you again, Erin. You're amazing. I got sidetracked. But yeah, so we got... Oh, you said Quaith. Okay. Benjamin said Quaith, not the waif. Alright, well, I'll go back to that. Oh, man, those super chats get me so excited. Makes me be like, oh, man, people value my opinion. That's awesome. That's what's up. Damn, what was I even talking about? Oh, yeah, okay, so how far south they'll get down. So yeah, if Daenerys interprets that vision the right way, how I want her to interpret it, she will take it as this quest for Westeros. And you know what? I honestly haven't seen her really let that like sort of influence her decision making in the way that she does stuff. I haven't seen it influence anything like that. I haven't seen it at all. I don't know. I feel like that vision at the House of the Undying may be something that, they just never really touch back on in the show. But honestly, I think that's what that was. I think they could get as far south as King's Landing. But if they didn't get that far south and Jon Snow was successfully able to stop them, maybe Winterfell? Winterfell was actually named after the place where the Long Night was ended last time. It's the place where winter fell. That's why they're... literally, it's the place where Winterfell dropped off... where winter fell off the map. No, where basically the Long Night was stopped, where winter was stopped. So that's how Winterfell got its name. So I think that could circle back around, because we know that history repeats itself, and everything in this story is circular. It's like not necessarily circular storytelling, but history repeats itself. That's a very popular theme in this show. So if that's the case, I would like to see the final battle happen at Winterfell. Maybe all of the Starks are obviously successfully out of there. We've got Bran fighting from inside the Godswood, basically fighting the Night King on the mental playing field in the Weirwood net. And then we also have Jon Snow leading the troops along with Daenerys in front of Winterfell. You know what I mean? I do think that it's awesome that if we do have this battle for the Long Night at Winterfell, we have the significance that Jon Snow became a man there. He was no longer a bastard. He shed his bastard title there, because after the battle at Winterfell, he became the King of the North, right? So what if that same idea happens at Winterfell again? It's like, we had two major battles basically defining who Jon was. It was like he became the King of Winter, and then the second battle is going to be showing you why he's the King of Winter. Then it could also be the union of ice and fire there. It's like Daenerys bringing her dragons, and Daenerys herself is fire. Jon Snow being, ice. That could be like, we could have the union of ice and fire. We could have a new pact of ice and fire at Winterfell. Maybe they can change it, to, I'm going off on a tangent there. All right. Q&A. Going back up a little bit. This is from Samuel Sand, and he says, Q&A, do you think we will see a battle at Casterly Rock? Definitely. We will be seeing that next episode. Daenerys will take Casterly Rock so that the Lannisters have nowhere to run. And Daario Naharis gave her a shout out to that. Lightning Fox, all capital letters. Q&A, what do you think about Ed Sheeran appearing on the show? Honestly, I didn't hate it that much. I'm not like a huge Ed Sheeran fan, but dude, he's got some catchy songs. I saw someone that said he writes songs for teenage girls. I could say someone like One Direction writes songs for teenage girls. Ed Sheeran writes music for everyone. He writes pop music. That's what pop music is about. Now, if I was forced to listen to someone like Ed Sheeran or fucking Justin Bieber, I'm gonna choose Ed Sheeran because I can tolerate him. I think that it was a little bit out of place. The one thing that threw me off, okay, I'll be honest here. I did like the scene. If I had to rate it on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, I'd probably give it like a 6 or a 7. Main reason because I think it showed that he does have a little bit of acting chops. But I didn't like how he was singing right away. Like, as soon as he goes in, as soon as we see his character, he's singing. Like, we don't even see him yet, and he's fucking singing. You know what I mean? Like, that was a little bit, you know what I mean? I feel like they should have waited. They should have had the scene first, and then after Arya has eaten their squirrel and drinking their wine, basically after they have welcomed her in, which honestly, would she not be repeating the same fucking thing that Walder Frey did if she kills all of these motherfuckers? Like, I think that's confirming that that's what's going to keep her alive. The fact that they took her in under guest right. Obviously, they're out in the middle of the woods, but technically, she broke bread with them and she drank their wine. So she is under, that guest right. So if she kills them under guest right, would she not be cursed the same way Walder was, right? Like I need you guys' feedback on that. Is that not the same thing? So would Arya not seem like a giant hypocrite? So if the showrunners have her killed him, they obviously didn't think it through, or they did, and they want us to realize that Arya is not who she says she is. Would it not be crazy to have a reverse arc? We know the show is famous for taking people that you hate and making you like them. What if they switched that with Arya, where we love Arya the entire time, and then she goes down this path that's too dark, and we actually start to hate her a little bit? You know what I mean? Wouldn't that be crazy to see the parallel? It's nuts. It's like they literally, and they made the point to do it. She ate the squirrel. She drank the wine. She drank the blackberry wine made from the guy who looks like he could have been an extra on The Hills Have Eyes. Like, she is under guest right. Oh my God, Arya, you need to slow down, But yeah, to wrap up answering that question, I honestly didn't think the scene was that bad. My biggest critique of it is the fact that they started out with him singing right away. Like, we know he's a singer. Do you need to have his first moment on the show singing? Like, before we even fucking meet him? Like, no, not at all. Q&A. In the preview for next episode, we see a shot of Melisandre and Varys. Do you think we'll find out what he saw in the flames when the wizard threw his root and stem into the flames? I ad-libbed that last part. I don't know if we'll ever find out what he heard in the flames. I think that, I actually did a video called The Journey of Varys. You can actually, that's linked down in the description. That's one of my favorite videos that I've done myself. It was very well thought out, I think. But basically, I don't necessarily know if we'll ever find out what he heard in the flames. I think that might be just something in his backstory that makes him an interesting character, that made him do what he does, which was adopt orphans and take them in. And yes, he used them, but ultimately he saved them and gave them a much better life than they would have had as an orphan living on the streets. I think that's what that is. That's what made him turn into the character he is, where he's one of the few people in Westeros, one of the few men in Westeros that don't think with their ding dong, because he doesn't have one. You know what I mean? And I also think it would be super tenfoldly interesting if that never happened. You know what I mean? Obviously it did, but I'm just saying, what if it didn't and he's pretending? Kinvara confirmed it, but for the novels, there's always that chance. Okay, so Enid is trying to debate my point here, and she says Arya didn't invite all the Freys. Walder did, so technically it's not guess right. No, I'm not talking about how she killed the Freys that she invited to the twins that she killed. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the group of Lannister soldiers in the woods. Ed Sheeran's group. If she kills them, she broke bread with them and she ate their food. So even though they're in the middle of the woods, it's their campsite. That rule of guest right should apply in the same way. So if she kills them, she would be breaking her own rules and she'd be looking like a giant fucking hypocrite. Because that's why she said that she, you know, obviously she killed Walder Frey because he killed her family, but her main guiding line of that principle is that they were under guest right. You know what I mean? We have the rat cook in the books. It's under guest right. So I think, I don't know, I feel like she'd be a giant hypocrite. Hopefully the show thought it through like that, and maybe that'll be the reason why she doesn't kill them, is because she'll realize that she broke bread with him. Alright, so let's see. Q&A, who do you I was answering a question, wasn't I? What do you think about the wall/5 forts theory? If I'm not mistaken, that's not really a theory. There are 5 forts on a wall over in Essos. I can't remember the exact name of the place, but this isn't from a World of Ice and Fire book, and the knowledge in that is extensive. But basically, there's this place in Essos where the Long Night originally happened. We actually heard it referenced in episode 1. Not the exact place, but basically Maester Ebros, when he's talking to Sam, said there's too many counts from all over the world that verify from unsimilar sources that confirm the same shit. So the Long Night definitely happened. The question is what went down? It definitely happened, but over in Essos there are 5 forts similar to the forts that are along the wall. Is there a theory that goes along with that? I don't really think there's a theory. I'll come back to that question. Oh man, why is this chat doing this? Jesus, it's like blinking, so every time I try to get one, it doesn't let me. Okay. Q&A, this is from Adamo, and he says, whose point of view will we see it in the Field of Fire Part 2? Oh, so you're saying we followed Jon all of the Battle of the Bastards? Probably Daenerys. It will definitely be Daenerys. There's no doubt in my mind. She's the reason why the Field of Fire is happening. So we'll probably get it from her point of view. Alright, well, shout out to Enid. Hopefully we'll catch you in the next one. Have a good night. This is from Steve Kazas, and he says, Q&A, will Jorah get his Dragonglass smoothie and get healed? I don't necessarily know if it's meant to be, like, I know you can ingest it, but I think that could be taken as grinding it up into a poultice and then applying it as a rub, and then maybe ingesting a little bit of it also helps to stop spreading it from your internal organs. A lot of people saw that ingestion on the page and jumped the gun and was like, oh, you gotta fucking drink the Dragonglass. Not necessarily. I think that might be like a further version of the treatment, like for someone who's suffering from it more extensively, like their grayscale is more further along than someone else. Like, let's say your organs are starting to harden, that's when you ingest the grayscale and it potentially reverses those effects. If you have it on your arm, it would make the most sense, and I don't know much about medicine, but I feel like it would make the most sense if it was a rub and they applied it to the affected area. Because the thing is, when you ingest something, it goes into your stomach, right? From your stomach, it breaks down and then goes into your bloodstream, goes to your heart, and then your heart disperses it everywhere else. I feel like it would make more sense if you treated the most afflicted area, and that's on his arm. So it would make a lot of sense if they grind up the Dragonglass into a very fine powder, add a little bit of herbs to it, and make it into a poultice, and then apply that poultice to the afflicted area. Yes. I don't know. I went off on a tangent there. Q&A from Muhammad. He says, Q&A, it's going to be a circle. It's going in circle on and on in my mind. How did Benjen know about the process of creating the White Walkers in Season 6? He doesn't know about the process of creating the White Walkers in Season 6. He does know how he got saved, but it's not mentioned that he knows about the creating. Bran is the only one who knows about that. And obviously the Children of the Forest who are dead, and then the initial Blood Raven. Oh, that's a really good one. Joe Swag says, I think Shireen got cured from incidental contact being in Dragonstone and they didn't even realize it, like in the residue of the water, the dust, or the air. That's a good one. Like, basically, there was all the dragon glass around and that cured her. We do know that in the books and in the TV show, Stannis had healers from all over the world come to heal Shireen, and he's not exactly sure what cure worked. So maybe one of those healers was a maester who used the dragon glass treatment. But I like your way better. It's almost like how the aliens in the new Alien movie can become a spore and enter your body through you breathing it in. So it's almost like being around all that dragon glass had a magical healing property. I like that, dude. That's really creative. Q&A from Heather Brady, and she says, do you think Jon is Nissa Nissa? No. I don't think that we'll get that having to... Although it would be interesting if one of them had to die, and then we get a basically like Daenerys as a firewalker. Like Jon Snow's a fire white and Daenerys is a fire white, and I'd like to call them walkers just because it sounds cooler, and they would be closer to being a White Walker as they would a regular white because they're higher up, more power. They would be closer to being the Night King out of all. But anyway, we got two firewalkers who are literally going to bring down two undead Targaryens who are going to bring down the Night King. That would be pretty cool. Do you think we'll see the Tourney of Harrenhal this season? I've actually answered that several times. I think we need to. That'd be the perfect introduction into Rhaegar's character. We get to see Rhaegar plotting to overthrow the Mad King. We get to see how Rhaegar basically brought the tournament together himself and went all out, and how he might have secretly funded the tournament because we know Oswald couldn't have funded it himself. And then we also get the initial meeting between Lyanna Stark and Rhaegar Targaryen, Jon Snow's parents meeting. Like, I think what may have happened, and this is a very popular theory, so it's not mine, but I think what may have happened you have the story of the Night of the Laughing Tree, and basically this night that came out of nowhere in this tourney of Harrenhal, which is Oswald went in his tourney. The Night of the Laughing Tree came out of nowhere and took out several different knights from minor houses in Westeros, and all of those knights that he took out were knights that were previously seen picking on Howland Reed. So a lot of people think that the Knight of the Laughing Tree is someone who is defending Howland Reed's honor. Howland Reed, Lyanna Stark, Ned Stark, they were all friends growing up. So it would only make sense that it would be someone from that group. Now, I think, it's clarified that it wasn't Ned because Ned was elsewhere when this happened. But I think, and many others think, that the Knight of the Laughing Tree was secretly Lyanna Stark. Because of that, no one knew who Lyanna Stark, or no one knew who the Knight of the Laughing Tree was. The Mad King Aerys actually sent Rhaegar to go and find out who the fuck it was. Rhaegar came back much time later, and he said he was unsuccessful in finding out the identity of the Knight of the Laughing Tree. I think he went and found out that it was Lyanna Stark, because everything about the Knight of the Laughing Tree, the description and all that, it just doesn't make sense. It's like, we have a booming voice. We have armor that seems to not exactly fit comfortably. So it kind of just makes sense that it's someone pretending to be someone who they aren't actually. So that's why we all think it's Lyanna Stark. So basically, Rhaegar goes to find who the Knight of the Laughing Tree is. He comes across Lyanna Stark. They fall in love. Obviously, Rhaegar is quoting Teflon TV here. Rhaegar was the fucking Elvis of Westeros at the time. He's a Targaryen. He's a prince. Obviously, he looked good. Women enjoyed that, so it probably wouldn't have been too hard to convince a 14-year-old little girl, hey, you want to fulfill a prophecy. But yeah, so I think that because of that, we need to see the Tourney of Harrenhal. I think that that's a perfect way to show us who Jon Snow's parents are, to finally confirm it, so you can get these people that are saying that it wasn't actually confirmed on the show to shut their mouths. For the novels, I do think that it is highly debatable. for Jon Snow's parents, and the reason being is because the novels are so mysterious in that aspect. You do have people that will try to debate it and say, no, it's confirmed, but I honestly can come up with a counterpoint for every single point of their argument saying of why it's confirmed, why it's not confirmed. I do think that a likely choice for Jon Snow's parentage in the novels could actually be Ned and Ashara. There are several reasons about that, but I don't want to get into that right now. Let me take another question. Oh, this is the guy that I timed out earlier. He's back. Tyler Magnan. Still writing in all capital letters, by the way, but I'm going to answer your question. Do you think Arya will play a part in the war for the Dawn? And I've actually already answered this, if I'm not mistaken. If Arya is stopped on going down her vengeance for House Stark path, like if basically someone is able to save her and she's not, thrown down that path, because honestly, if she continues down, I see it killing her. I see either her basically abusing her Faceless Men powers, coming back to bite her in the ass, where a Faceless Man shows up and kills her when she thinks that she's about to kill them, one of her targets, or she could just get caught and when she gets too cocky, trying to kill Cersei, and the mountain splits her in half. So I think if someone is able to intervene, which will likely be the Hound. I've been saying this since last season. God, I hate repeating myself. But basically, I think the Hound, since he basically stopped his killing ways, he will be able to influence Arya again and pull her back from the vengeance path. I think the Hound may be the only one who's able to do that. Laura says, didn't the Starks and the Reeds meet at the tourney for the first time, then become friends? I don't know. Joe says, I tried that on a girl once, want to fulfill a prophecy, it didn't work. Well, she was probably like, what kind of prophecy is it, and what is it involved? That's a good one, though. Alright. Q&A, will we get to see Greywater Watch? Are you talking about when Mira goes home? I think that will be the only chance for us to get to see it. If we see Mira go home, and maybe we'll get to see Howland again there. That's the only way we'll get to see Greywater Watch. Ha! You sad? No, nothing, because I couldn't remember something from last season. Watch my videos, bro. My knowledge level is more than most folks. But yeah, nah, it's little shit like that slips my mind, like little points of that. You know, this is live. I haven't. When I'm answering these questions, I'm running off the top of the dome. I will make mistakes occasionally. Uh-oh, moving on to Mira Forrester in King's Landing. Look at the girl, Marjorie Tyrell. You about to get blown up by the wildfire, girlfriend. You don't even know it. In a few more seasons, you will be blown up. Oh man, we got 83 likes. That's what's up. You guys are fucking awesome. Hell yeah, I didn't even realize we had that many likes going on up in here. How long have we been streaming for? We've been streaming for 1 hour and 39 minutes. I say we'll run it for like maybe another 5 minutes. I want to keep it under 2 hours so that anyone who wants to go back and watch. I think I always asked some very good questions, and I think I gave some decent answers. I want to keep it a little bit manageable, and I think the key for that is to keep it under 2 hours. So yeah, we'll rock this out for like another 10 more minutes, and then yeah. But yeah, everyone watch right now. Make sure you guys come and watch me on Sunday at 10 o'clock. I will be live talking about the show. You guys will basically get this minus the gameplay. You'll see me on my chroma key, and I'll be discussing what happened and what went down in the episode, and how the episode has made me fall further in love with Daenerys, because she is my future wife. Emilia Clarke, I don't know. You know, what's cool to... Holy shit. Really? Someone's calling right now. Oh, that was loud. I don't know. I don't even know if you guys could have heard that. But, you know, every time I watch the interviews and stuff that they give, basically they all say stuff that would make you think they watch our videos online. When I say our, I mean people who make Game of Thrones videos. The reason being is because they always say, well, you know, there's this theory, or people online, they always say that. So that makes me think they watch our videos. And I have made 200 and probably like 50 Game of Thrones videos, even more than that, some of which are private now. But I've made so many of them, and a few of them go somewhat viral where they get tens of thousands of views. So I like to think that maybe potentially some of the actors on the show have watched my stuff or are watching my stuff. That would be really cool. So, you know, I have to make it known that I'm a huge fan of Emilia Clarke. And I feel like, oh man. And when you watch her in an interview, just watch her. She's so funny. She's very genuine. She's like probably one of the chillest people that you could ever meet. But yeah, I don't know. Oh man, Mark and his Daenerys tangents. If you want to trigger Sir Hunt, talk shit about House Targaryen in the chat. That's how you get me triggered. I see people that were commenting on the video that I just did a live stream with Secrets of the Citadel a few days back, and me and Johnny went on like a 10-minute rant on how he thinks House Targaryen is bullshit, and I had to check him. I had to check him on that. All right. This will be one of the last questions, and it's from Steve Kazas, and it says, Q&A, what if Lightbringer was a lightsaber? I mean, that would be fucking amazing. I think it would be more appropriate to call it a laser sword. They would do so much damage. If you had something like a gun, if someone just dropped a 9mm in Westeros and like all of the problems would be solved. I feel like they would find a way to manufacture the bullets. But like, can you imagine? You just walk up to the fucking Night King with a 9mm pointed to his head and just unload a clip. Like, he would be dead as fuck, dude. There's no coming back from that. Yeah. Julia, you saw my send nudes. Yeah, I was doing that. I did it a few times. I was trying to distract Robert from In Deep Geek. It was funny. I think he looks exactly like Giles from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's hilarious. Q&A, do you think they will reveal who Quaithe is? No, I think characters like Quaithe and other characters that had like a one-off appearance in the show, obviously she has a bigger role in the books, but I think the perfect way to introduce Quaithe would have been if that's where Jorah had gone to get his grayscale healed, but he didn't go there, and since they kind of blew that opportunity, I don't think Quaithe is going to be brought back into the show. I definitely think she has a bigger role to play in the novels. In the novels, I think she might secretly be Sheera Seastar. In the show, I think Melisandre might secretly be Sheera Seastar. That's obviously not the case, otherwise her and Bloodraven would have rekindled their romance. Oh man, getting deep on you. That's what she said. Okay, so this Tyler guy, you trying to trigger me, bro? Let me check you real quick. Okay, you say she crucified 163 masters. Now, are these masters of none? Like Aziz Ansari show? Are these masters of pastries? Are they masters of dough? Or are they masters of fucking human lives? Innocent human lives? The point that Daenerys was trying to do by nailing the masters, as you put it, to the cross, some of them were innocent. No, not at all, dude. You own slaves, you're not innocent. Fuck that. There's nothing about owning a slave that's innocent. I understand that we have shit in the show where like the old man who like wants to become a slave again because he knows nothing different, and his master might have treated him more fairly than some of the other ones, but I think that's just him being set in his old ways. He lived that way for 60 years. It's obviously going to be hard for him to change. So in that sense of the word, or in that sense of it, yeah, I guess you can say they're a little bit more innocent than others, but there's nothing innocent about being a master. You know, that's the only one that's the only reference I think you could be talking about. But the reason why Daenerys had to do that to the extreme, honestly, I don't think she had to do as many of them that she did. She could have done some of the worst offenders, but she had to prove a point. Slavery is not... Okay, so you're saying slavery is culture? Obviously, you're not you're saying the same shit. Are you secretly someone else? Are you secretly a secret Targaryen? Because you're making the same points that this other person was making that I've already debated. Slavery is not culture. What the fuck do you mean slavery is? How is that? Oh, it's a part of my culture to own another person. No, get the fuck out of here. That's like saying in real life that the Europeans were doing African Americans or Africans a fucking favor by making them slaves. What? No, that's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard of in my life, dude. That's an old school way of thinking. Slavery is their culture. Yeah, so that makes it okay. If it's just like that's just a part of their being. No, not at all, dude. Not at all. The thing is Daenerys is being sort of like this savior role model, but in Westeros, slavery hasn't existed for hundreds of years. The reason being is because they developed themselves as a society enough to move past that bullshit and thinking that you have to own someone else to get shit done, whereas opposed to you can just have different wage classes, like you have blue collar, white collar, red, you know what I mean? You don't have to own people. You basically do own them by paying them. You make them do pretty much whatever is necessary for their job. Like you can, I guess, own them out that right way. But there's nothing saying that slavery is a part of their culture is like the dumbest thing that you can fucking say. That doesn't make it okay. You know what I mean? Now it is a bit more of like, I can kind of see where you're coming from, where it's like basically that's their way of life and one shouldn't really change their way of life. That's what Johnny was saying, but no, that's not the case. That's so stupid. That's like saying like, oh, cannibals eat people. That's part of their culture. Let's just let them keep doing it because, you know, it's part of their... No, let's go and try to teach them how that, hey, we'll fucking bring you food so that you don't have to eat other people, because that's not right. You know what I'm saying? Like that's stupid. That's the... Oh, we got a super chat. Thanks for saying my name right. Hey, big lady is pleased. Thanks for all your hard work. This live stream was... that live stream between you was funny between you and Johnny. Yes, me and Johnny were going at it. Stop. Oh man, I just got fucking heated. That's like, no, I mean, that's you can't, that's so stupid. That's like saying the Dothraki rape people as part of their culture. Do you think Daenerys is going to allow them to keep raping people because it's part of their culture? Fuck no. No, it's not okay. They need to be taught otherwise, you know? Yeah. K Jackson, I wanted to, but he just said he was just trying to trigger me, which actually that's pretty funny because it worked. It fucking worked. I just got really heated about that. Yeah, Johnny, is that you? Is that fucking you potato eating bastard? Oh yeah, it was me, Mark. I wanted to trigger you on your own chat. He's cool with me doing impressions like that. I talked to him about it. He was cool with it. Oh man, I am so fucking hungry. I feel like if I just drank some water, my stomach wouldn't burn as much. Iron from Ice. Q&A. Do you think Little Sam is going to be important? Yes, I actually did a theory about that. I think the sole motivation of the White Walkers is to procure their race. They cannot procreate naturally because they are dead, which is becoming more and more popular amongst the Game of Thrones community. Thanks to this guy, because I came up with that theory. Dead people can't make, new dead things. So it only makes sense that the only reason why they want to continue their races is because just like any other race of people, they want to make sure they can continue their line, and that's why they were having bastards sacrificed to them. And I think that stopped. So that is part of the motivation of why they decided to move the way they're doing swiftly and not taking, really, they're not, I guess they are taking prisoners, but they're not in the traditional sense, they're not taking prisoners because they're killing everyone. They're not leaving anyone alive. But I think the sole motivation behind what they do will be linked to just procuring their race. This is from Heather Brady, and this will be the last question that I'll be answering. Well, I don't want to say that. Maybe I'll answer one more after this one. It says, do you think Jaime will get a dagger or a sword made for his right hand instead of that useless gold hand? Definitely. I think I could see something like, referencing The Walking Dead again real quick. Merle actually had a knife installed on his hand. I think it would be beneficial for Jaime if he were to equip a sword to it. The real question is will the show go that route? Like, do they think that we'll believe something like that? Because I feel like he was in a battle before, even though it wasn't really a battle, but the Siege of River Run, and he didn't have, he didn't think to take something like that. I think maybe we could see Jaime doing something like that, maybe like a knife hand blade or something, and it would be Qyburn through like Qyburn designing something. Maybe we'll get a rundown of him and Cersei next season walking through like their armory, discussing all the different options they have to taking down a dragon, and it may something like that may come up where he's like, "Hey Jaime, do you think you'll need this?" Alright, so last question is from Mara Jade Starkwalker, my favorite name. Q&A, what do you think Lady Olenna will do to Cersei? And will she reveal she killed Joffrey? So you're saying that Olenna gets captured by Cersei? I don't know if Olenna, spoiler alert, we were given those images of what could potentially be Highgarden and what could also potentially be Jaime seasoning Highgarden. I don't think that Olenna leaves there. I do think, I do agree with the plot leak, what the plot leak says and what happens to her. I do think that will happen to her. That's like the perfect way for her to go out. I don't agree with everything. I don't agree with everything on the plot leak, but I do. But I do think that it could potentially happen. Okay, so if Cersei was in front of Olenna, she would torture her. Obviously, if Olenna basically told her, hey, I actually killed Joffrey, Tyrion had nothing to do with it, it might make Tyrion think differently or it might make Cersei think differently of Tyrion, but I think ultimately she would torture her and then she would end up dying. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this little Q&A. Please, if you guys already haven't done so, please slap a like on this video. Make sure you share it on social media. If you would like to enter my contest for 10,000 subscribers once I reach that goal here on YouTube, all you have to do to enter that contest is like this video, comment down below, make sure to subscribe to me here on YouTube, and then turn on your notifications for this channel for every time I drop content so that way you can be notified. And whenever I do one of these random spur-of-the-moment live streams, you will also be notified for that as well. My name's Mark, and this has been Sir Hunt's Reviews. Thanks for rocking with me, y'all.